right, we're back again. We were here last weekend for pass holder preview day, but nothing was running except for Thunderhawk, so we didn't get to ride Timbers. Today is the official opening weekend, and we saw Timbers test running when we pulled into the parking lot, so we are pretty excited to get our first Shivering Timbers of the year. Aren't we? We are. All right, we're gonna go through security, go through admission, get our fast lane, get a locker, drop stuff off, use the bathroom, and then we're gonna hit Shivering Timbers. We got about 1 minute before opening, and we have Shivering Timbers to ride. We're so excited. There's Shivering Timbers there in the background. You can barely see it pop out of the trees. And we are waiting for the countdown. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Want to do an Eagles? I'm just kidding. Let's go ride Shivering Timbers. Go. Maybe we'll be the first ones on Shivering Timbers. We'll go right to the front seat.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll get the second train. All right. Looks like we're gonna get on the second car of the train of the day. Green train. We could have got on this one, but we want to wait for the front one. It's good to see Timbers running again. There's a little bit of a fast lane line.
All clear.
First ride of the day.
So sit up right, hold on tight, enjoy your ride on Shivering Timbers.
Green train's my favorite.
Green train?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like green too. So we got to pay attention to see how much of this track has been retracked. Okay, here we go. We're going to get on now. All right, we just did our first Shivering Timbers ride of the year, and we're in line again. So we're going to be getting on in just a moment, and we'll talk about it when we're done riding this for a little while. All right. Okay, we just got off from doing 3 Shivering Timbers in the front row, our favorite row. It was running pretty smoothly. So last weekend they told us that the track had been retracked. I don't know, I couldn't exactly tell. I could tell there was some retracking done, but it wasn't as visible color-wise. Normally the new track will have a lighter wood color. I didn't notice that, but I could definitely tell from the ride, like the first 2 potholes were gone. So normally after the first and second drops, you hit really hard at the bottom and jostle all of your bones and crack your teeth. But that seemed to be gone this time, don't you think? Did you notice that? Yeah. So, how was your Shivering Timbers? Good. We've been waiting for a long time to get on it, and I'm happy we did. So, yeah, now we're gonna go check out Wolverine Wildcat. After 3 timbers, it's good to take a little break, and then we'll go back to it later for sure. Okay, we're gonna do some Wildcat, and we'll see you later. So if you're liking this video so far, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you want to see more of these videos, don't forget to subscribe. We are having lunch at the Wildcat Grill. Normally we eat at Coasters, but we were over here, so we thought we'd get it. It's usually a little slower over here, but we got in early. They have the biggest hot dogs I've ever seen, though. It said jumbo hot dog, and I thought that was going to be like a Costco-sized hot dog, but that's gigantic. I don't know if I'll be able to eat all of that. And Allison got the cheeseburger and fries. So nothing fancy, but we're not that hungry, so we'll eat some of this and then go hit more rides. I should have mentioned the Wildcat Grill serves 2 different items: a hot dog or a cheeseburger and fries with those, and that's it. So Allison just pointed out to me that actually their menu is just right up there in pictures. You can get a hot dog, you can get fries, you can get cheeseburgers. That's it. Okay, so we just finished lunch. Came over here at the refresh station. And they also have ices there too. At Cedar Fair Parks, you can, if you have the season-long drink plan, you can actually, for I don't know, like $10 more a year, a season, you can upgrade that to ices. So Allison has the icy plan, and it sure does come handy on a super hot day. Loggers Run is still not going. It was not going last weekend. It's bone dry. I don't think it's running at all. We don't know what we're gonna do now. We did 3 timbers, a Wildcat. We're gonna wander over to see if Mad Mouse is open and also see if the Barnyard is open on the way. We always enjoy the Barnyards at Cedar Fair Parks. There's Thunderbolt. We rode that last time. I don't feel like riding that again, do you? Well, if you want to, we can, but I'm okay skipping it. It's not my favorite. There's another restaurant that we eat at sometimes called the Wagon Pizza. It's okay. It's better than the Wildcat Grill, but it's not always open here. And let's see. Back here are some bathrooms, which I'll probably use. Oh, Tilt-A-Whirl's one of our favorites, actually. Do you want to ride a Tilt-A-Whirl? Okay. Let me use. Over here. We just got off Tilt-A-Whirl. It's one of our kind of favorites in between roller coasters. See if the barnyard's open? Let's do it. All right, Mad Mouse's. I don't see people on it. That's disappointing. There are people in line. Oh, the barnyard is not open. Okay. Well, so it'll probably open in a couple weeks. Well, this is one of our little favorite areas to get away and cool down. The barnyard, they have goats and sheep and chickens and bunnies, kind of like Cedar Point's petting zoo. They have like a little horse and a cow. All right. So now we're gonna see if Mad Mouse is running. I see another empty car. We're in the fast lane here. Here's the barnyard. This is where Darla's a goat at Cedar Point. But we first saw her here 2 years ago. She was here at Michigan's Adventure. Was it last year that Darla moved to Cedar Point? Yeah. And we saw she's there again this year. Okay, it looks like they're test running cars. So getting some people off.
But I live in Saginaw now, so I was like, hey, you want to go to
We'll wait for a little bit and see what's happening. Okay, we just got off Mad Mouse. The exit is like some tunnel through the roller coaster. See the coaster all around us. Last year we were here and this door was broken open. I actually reported it and they stopped the ride and fixed it. Anyone could walk back into the coaster. The frog hopper. That used to be one of Allison's favorites when she was younger. Okay, this is kind of like the game midway. A lot smaller than Cedar Point's. But they have a variety of games you can play. Just typical carnival fair games. And there is the Ferris wheel. I actually think that's more terrifying than Top Thrill 2. I'll do Top Thrill 2 anytime, but I hate that Ferris wheel. Don't ask me why. So there is a separate Camp Snoopy with a lot of kid rides, but there's some kid rides here. Hey, do you want to do Dodge 'em, Allison? We haven't done Dodge 'em in a while. Okay, so we're heading back to the lockers. Michigan's Adventure has 2 sets of lockers. One set over here at the front of the park, and another batch of many more lockers over by the water park. Unlike Cedar Point, unfortunately, they do not have a move your locker. It would be really convenient if we could have lockers here sometimes, and then when we go swimming, move it over to the water park. But if we want to have a locker in the water park, we need to, and one here, we need to pay for 2 of them. Like Lucy's here today. So we're gonna head. So Michigan's Adventure is shaped like a C with that pond in the middle. I wish they made it shaped like an O. It would be a little bit more convenient. But it's shaped like a C. And we were just in the front of the park where Wolverine, Wildcat, Shivering Timbers, Mad Mouse, Ferris Wheel, Lakeside Gliders, bumper cars, all the main stuff is up there. And the north end of the park is the more watery side. So over here we have Hydro Blasters, that's where we're heading to right now. And Adventure Falls. Yeah, so these water rides are not part of the water park. Hydro Blasters and Adventure Falls. And then there's a Grand Rapids down there, which is kind of like a Thunder Canyon. None of those are open today, nor is the water park. And the water park, it's the same park, so you don't need to go through a different entrance or anything like that or get tickets for it. It's all part of the same. But you do go through through one portal to get to the water park, and that's right there. And the water park here is actually pretty impressive. They have a lot of water slides, a lazy river, 3 wave pools, one of which is pretty intense. Yeah, they have a lot of different slides going on and a lot of children's play areas. I actually think this water park is actually more interesting than Cedar Point's water park. So, Allison's telling me I just said that, but I don't know. I'm old. Sometimes I say things over. There's Funnel of Fear. We actually, of course, the water park's not open today, but Funnel of Fear is probably the most fun ride in the water park. The lines are pretty long, but you get a pretty good drop in there. That's a lot of fun. Okay, we're heading back to Hydro Blasters. I'm not going to do it today because you get your feet wet, and I don't feel like walking around with wet shoes, and I don't have my Crocs with me, and I don't feel like going barefoot up there. But Allison's going to do Hydro Blasters. Maybe I'll go do Thunderhawk. Maybe we'll take a train. Oh, the train connects the north and south ends over there. And okay, so we're just playing it by ear today. We might do those swans. Okay, there's another. You're going. Hold on, I might go with you on a swan ride. There's Pizza Paradise. That's the other. So the main restaurants here are Coasters, and that's probably the best one. There's the Wildcat Grill, which we were at. There's the Wagon Wheel, I think it's called. That's another pizza place that was closed today. And then there's Pizza Paradise. That's pretty much it. Oh, inside the water park, there's some food as well. Okay. It actually looks like Hydro Blaster is closed. It was open last weekend. Allison rode on it. Okay. They're closed. So we're gonna do these swans. I really don't like them on a hot sunny day, but we'll do it. As long as the swan boat's not filled with water, I will do it. Okay. Oh, there's quite a line for them. Oh. All right. Okay, we're splitting up. Allison's gonna do swans, and I am gonna go do Thunderhawk. I've only done Thunderhawk once, and that was last weekend. So I liked it, and I heard a lot of bad things about it. And yeah, it's rough and everything. It's not the greatest coaster, but I like it. Allison doesn't like it. It always hurts her neck. It goes in the same category as Cedar Point's Corkscrew and Rougarou for her. They kind of beat her up a little bit, the restraints. I've kind of learned how to be a defensive rider on these rides. Okay, so the fast lane is all the way around the other end. There's Adventure Falls. That used to be one of our favorite rides. We would marathon that sometime. It's kind of like Snake River Falls. It's a little bit less, it's less intense than Snake River Falls, but it's fun. Oh, Grand Rapids is going. Huh. Well, I would have brought our swim gear if I would have known that. We like Grand Rapids. I actually like Grand Rapids better than I like Thunder Canyon at Cedar Point. Wolverine Wildcat. Yeah, it looks like they're having some difficulties here at Skyhawk. Maybe I'll come back again, so I'm not like stuck like one of those poor people. All right, I'll come back later. Okay, I am waiting for front row. Skyhawk or Thunderhawk. Alright, I just got off Thunderhawk. Yeah, I gotta admit, I like it. I don't know why everybody complains about it so much. Yeah, it's kind of rough, but you know, I started riding coasters in the 80s, and all coasters were rough back then. It's not the roughest I've been on. I mean, it's not like unpredictably rough. It's like, it shakes you around, but not like in random little jolts and jumps. I don't know, I like it. I think it gets a bad rap. I like it as much as like Rougarou or Raptor. Maybe that's going too far, but it's a fun little ride. Definitely gets a bad rap. All right, Allison's out there on the Swans by herself out there. All right, this is Grand Rapids. I was absolutely shocked to learn that Grand Rapids would be open today. It's a perfect day for it to be open, to be honest. But we did not bring any swimwear. And Adventure Falls is open today too. We didn't bring anything. But that didn't stop Allison. She's going to ride. I refuse to get wet today. I don't have any extra clothes with me. Don't have any, well, I guess I do in the car, but I don't feel like getting wet. So Allison's going on this alone, and I'll just sit here and record things. To have that waterfall off. Normally that waterfall's on. Well, sometimes it is, and you get really wet with that. Yeah, that's a fun. It's a fun rafting ride. You're a little bit. It's smaller than Thunder Canyon, but everything's a little bit tighter too. So I think all the curves are tighter, and it gives it a more of a adventurous feel. Okay, here's the Michigan's Adventure map. And like I mentioned earlier, it's like a big C. From here, here, here. They should make a pathway here. I guess their idea is that the train will connect these, but the train goes down all the time and some days it's not even running. So if you're back here, and you want to go here, you have to walk all around. But it's a small park, so it doesn't take that long. And not shown much here is the water park, which is also a very large park, bigger than they show here. Yeah, we're gonna head back. Well, we're gonna do Carousel right now, then we're gonna head back and probably ride some more Shivering Timbers and Wildcat and Mad Mouse and maybe some kid rides. We'll see. Okay, so now we're gonna ride the Carousel. It's always fun to do little kiddie rides between coasters. Adds more variety to the day. There's Corkscrew. We're gonna skip Corkscrew today. There's no fast lane and there's only one train and it takes forever to load and unload. And the ride is really, well, it's kind of fun. It's really not worth it. That's all the ride is. 2 corkscrews. A lift hill and 2 corkscrews. We're waiting for Wildcat right now. Normally we sit in the front row, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'd have to wait until the 6th train. And they only run 1 train on Wildcat, so that would take a long time. So we are in the first row of the 2nd car. Okay, we just noticed that we didn't notice this last weekend, but they made a new kind of boardwalk here. This used to be, a long time ago, this used to be bumper boats here. But we did that the first time Allison came here when she was like 4 or 5. And we haven't seen the bumper boat since. But then they added this new little bridge here, which is kind of cool. Hi. Yeah, we haven't seen it. So let's just walk this quickly. Do lakeside gliders. We always call them eagles because that's what they're called at Cedar Point. Lakeside gliders. Okay, here's a little shop by the front of the park. Hot dog hat, huh? Oh, they have taco hats, chicken hats. What is that kind of hat? All kinds of candy. Several years ago, we bought a bag of candy. We thought, oh, that's cool. Let's buy some candy. And we didn't think it was much, but it was like 20 bucks or something. And here you can have your merch. They don't have any roller coaster merchandise, so which is disappointing. I wouldn't mind a Shivering Timbers shirt. Okay, that's not much to see in here. All right, we think we're done. It's like around 4 o'clock. The park's open till 6, but we've done what we wanted to do, and we're just kind of tired and just ready to head home. We have a 2-hour drive ahead of us. So what did we do today? We did 4 Shivering Timbers, 2 Wolverine Wildcats. I did a Thunderhawk while Allison did Swans.
And
We did.
Mad Mouse.
Which one?
Mad
Oh, Mad Mouse. We did Mad Mouse.
Tilt-a-whirl.
Tilt-a-whirl,
Carousel.
Carousel, Lakeside Gliders. I think that's about it. But yeah, that's enough. We just mainly wanted to get some timbers in, and we should have just marathoned it more this morning. The line was pretty much non-existent, but when we went back to ride it again, the line wasn't terrible. The fast lane line definitely wasn't terrible, but the line to get into the front row was really long. And we waited it, and we just didn't feel like waiting in that again. And same for Wolverine Wildcat. We got right through the fast lane, but the line for the first row was super long. So this is I think this was the first time we rode Wolverine Wildcat not in the first row. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was still okay. Front row is, we always love front row on rides. We like the view. Yeah, so speaking of Wolverine Wildcat, they did a lot of retracking on that. The entire the lift hill is retracked. I'd say the first half of the ride, like they did a lot of retracking last year too, so I don't know where last year's ends and this year's started, or if we just are dealing with last year's retrack. But the first half of the ride is really smooth. The second half of the ride is still pretty old and janky, but you know, still a good ride. Timbers, like I mentioned earlier, they did a lot of retracking. I don't know exactly where they did it, but that ride's definitely running smoother. It feels like it's running faster, and it was a good experience. Liked it. But yeah, I think maybe we'll grab a dinner on our meal plan and then make the drive home. So until next time, we'll see you on Happy Coaster Dad. So if you liked this video, please click like. If you want to see more videos like this, please click subscribe. And we'll see you next time on Happy Coaster Dad. Bye.